I love it.
Oh, no, I don't know yet.
Oh my God.
Sergeant Warren, we don't have one more.
Okay. Just drink it all the time. I don't like it. I drink it. Yeah. I know what I'm doing.
Okay, good. I don't either, but yeah.
Yeah, we can wing it. Those are good.
I'm gonna start the meeting, you guys.
Yeah.
Starting the meeting. Okay, we have the Sergeant of Arms, Ron, here today.
All right, we're gonna start out with the Pledge of Allegiance. It's right behind the Chris there. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Keep the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First,
Is it the truth?
Second,
Is it fair to all concerned?
Third,
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Fourth,
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
fifth, sixth, and seventh.
Bacon, bacon,
Fun,
bacon.
bacon,
Unless you don't like bacon, it's Fruit Loops. All right.
Nobody said beer.
Beer, yeah. Beer and Wheaties.
I don't even know.
All right. Great. So Gary O'Reilly, inspirational
That's my
comment.
name.
Yes.
I do have an inspiration, and this one is for my friend to my right. It's a Hawaiian inspiration note. It says, aloha. I believe in aloha and kindness. Ohana first. Meaningful friendship, counting by my blessings and giving to others. I choose to see the good in life, even during times of struggle. I am grateful for this life I have and for all the wonderful people that make this journey worthwhile.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And we have a guest
I
over
laid that
here.
to pick up for you.
We have a guest over here, Joel. And well, that's $5.
You'll learn real quick.
Thanks for being here. Are you potential, are you a potential? Awesome. Good. Who is your daddy?
Yeah.
Awesome. And some birthdays today. I have Miss Lori over here, Westover, December 8th, right? Okay. If I miss anybody, let me know. And I have Jim Hagen's wife, who is Kirsten Hagen, December 6th. Happy birthday. And we have a few December birthdays coming up. So I have a whole list over here, like next week and the week after. And okay. So moving 7-Eleven, what? And that, did I miss anybody? I don't want to miss anybody. And then so some announcements here. I would like to say something of Amy.
Yes.
Yes,
Pardon?
you.
What was the first sentence?
There wasn't one. Anyhow, Martin Luther King breakfast. You want to speak to that a little bit?
Sure, I can speak to that a little bit. Martin Luther King breakfast is February. It's on a Friday morning, the same time that we usually meet. And so we are all invited. It's January 13th. It is at the Everett YMCA at 7:30. $20 a ticket. And
Unknown caller.
Okay. Any thoughts on that? Going, so the issue or the opportunity or the congestion point is that we have a meeting Friday. So we would have to forego the meeting and meet down there, or get a table or whatever. So what are the thoughts of the day on that?
Is it not only breakfast, but like a fundraiser for the Lions?
It's not really fundraiser focused, but it's Martin Luther King, Day of Service focused. And it's still on the county limits today, all of them are gathering. Why? I mean, yeah, we're gonna.
It's always an ask. You have to have an ask.
Okay, we're asking for $20.
Whatever it is.
Come hang out.
That's a minimum.
I'll ask many times, don't worry.
So, seeing no hands, we can ask again. What?
It is no longer called that.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. All right.
Yes, previously known as.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
it the-
So I'd always gone to the Wednesday prayer breakfast.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it at the Angels of the Wind down here?
So this, it is no longer there, so it's at that new Everett YMCA.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be going. Does anyone else want to join me?
What will happen during the breakfast?
There'll be food and speeches.
And then an ask for a donation.
No,
There really
like,
won't be
any of the
ask
prayer
for
breakfasts I've been
donations.
to, there haven't been,
Oh, really?
they
Okay.
don't make an ask.
Okay.
It's fellowship and getting people together, talk about building up. the
Okay,
community.
cool. Okay, so never mind.
Service itself, and it is the truth and it's fair and it builds goodwill and friendships. It's very beneficial to all concerned.
And bacon.
Really doing good.
Excellent. Good. Okay. Okay, so
There's a
we'll
hard
kind of
crowd.
play that out. We'll plan to have a meeting here on the 13th. So I keep changing. Yeah, no, yeah, I know. So now the other thing is, let's talk about how the Costco thing went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it went well.
Okay, good.
We, there was quite a few people there, waiting to get in. Myself, John Spencer, and Chris DeLang, who's the manager, we were able to cut the ribbon and quickly get out of the way because people were wanting their their chicken. And apparently some sort of whiskey was like super cheap or something. People were rolling out with one bottle each.
Wow.
What was the rumor of the PS5s? I don't know. anything
There's
about
stacks
PS5.
out there.
Yeah,
There was a lot of them there. I don't know what that was.
And they had that little mama peppers.
Yeah.
And we had that one bottle for $1,800.
Yeah, wow.
Was Mr. Erickson one of the first people through the door I heard?
Mr. Erickson?
The guy that brought the lawsuit?
No. Turner?
Turner, yeah.
He's a good guy. I like him, but he did come in and yell at me that there was gridlock everywhere and that really wasn't. But there was a picture of Mr. Turner 2 days ago in Costco buying a battery.
My mom was in the front page or whatever.
Your mom blocked me. from I know.
My mom's
Yeah.
hairs.
Yeah, her hair blocked me. Thank you.
Big hair.
Right
Hair
now
from
we know
Texas,
where
right?
Amy
Big
gets
hair.
all this from.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, well, that sounds good. I went there myself and it was Sunday afternoon. It wasn't too crowded, but it was really good. Great gas, so. All right,
Great.
yeah.
I enjoyed hearing the sucking sounds of sales tax from Everett and Marysville
Yeah.
back into.
Oh,
the-
Yeah, right. It's millions, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, I thought.
Lot
You
of
get some sidewalks done.
Get some sidewalks.
Awesome.
Allegedly.
Yeah, okay, moving along.
Allegedly sidewalk.
Yeah. So we have the treasurer's report.
Very good, but confused.
Good, there is money. Okay, good. No. Okay, good. Secretary's report.
Okay, next board meeting is Thursday, December 15th at Brian's Independent Insurance Office. Not the other one. I dropped off 4 pizzas to Interact on Wednesday. I got them and Kristen couldn't come out. Couple of the kids came out and got pizzas and the drinks. And then she texted me a little bit later and told me that she had 59 kids that day. So I hope they cut the pizzas really thin.
Half-inch pieces.
Because I got the biggest pizzas they could get, and 4 of them. And I think that is an awesome tribute to the fact that
Yeah,
59 kids, that's really
that's amazing.
Outstanding. The Skyline project that we are going to do, the patchwork down on the ground like we did at Highland, is going to be weather dependent. We talked to Scott Patterson this past week, and he agreed. I told him that Brian had talked to the manufacturer and that we had to do it over 40 degrees, it had to be dry, and that we really didn't want to put down something and then have a problem with it later on. So he and I will keep in communications. If we were to get a couple of days during Christmas break, that's another story. But it likely, if we don't, it'll be spring break. Let's see. That's it. I was a participant in the, as I told you before, in the city planning, vision planning, and we completed our work Wednesday night at about 8 o'clock. We met for a couple of hours and we got it done. And we'll get a copy of what finally came out, and then we'll go to the city council from there for further discussion.
Great.
Hey, Chris, can
Yeah.
I fall back on Costco one?
Yeah. Sure.
I do want to recognize Steve Hobbs. He was key in Costco. You don't know that.
Who?
Senator Hobbs.
Secretary Hobbs.
Secretary Hobbs, then Senator Hobbs,
Okay.
very key.
Yeah.
And I just want to recognize because he's here.
Yeah.
Not that I wouldn't recognize it for working. But he was very key in getting initial design money for the 9 and the roundabout 9 and 24th. And then when WASDOT spent way too much money on that, he was then key in getting more money to do, it was $1 million to do the culvert that had to go underneath that thing. So really key in Costco, and I want to make sure he's recognized for that.
I like the bacon. Bring home the
You're
bacon.
bringing.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Steve, for that. You're a wonderful person to be in our community. And it's amazing that the Secretary of State can attend often. That's cool.
And coffee. My coffee wasn't working.
I'd like to regress a little bit. Ilene's a guest here too. She was a member, but I forgot to mention it.
No, I don't think of words against.
Yeah, okay. So never mind. So Don, you have anything?
Yeah, I've been really busy for the last 2.5 weeks. Accomplished, and so basically no, other than I signed up for pets.
Okay, good.
So if you ever get a bunch of dogs.
You can bring your own pets.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. It sounds like a very interesting
Yeah.
program. It's 3 days worth at Sea-Town.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be the most highly rated, training session in the world for the Pacific Northwest. So there's
Yeah.
several districts that come, which is why they have that at Sea-Town.
Yeah. Easy
But it's
access.
from, people from Idaho and Oregon,
Yeah.
and, all over the place. Wonderful stuff. It sounds like it's hundreds of thousands of people that come. So,
Yeah.
it'd be kind of cool.
A
Yeah.
lot of your meetings will be paired up with like size
Clubs.
Rotary clubs.
Okay.
Boat parade happened.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Glassy Wake Co. Floated around with the huge snowman on top of their bimini. It was
Awesome.
so fun. Lake Stevens Rowing participated, North Cascades Crew participated, Lake Stevens Police participated, and Lake Stevens Fire participated. Wasn't very long.
That's okay. That's cool. That's great.
So
I saw people moving through the park down to watch it.
there were lots of folks down there. It was kind of dark on the way down. It was spooky. But yeah, first year done, and then we'll just be in touch with the Parks Director, Sarah, a bit more and prepare for next year and advertise a little bit more.
How many,
So, but
how
thanks for
many,
getting that going, done,
Yeah, thanks for doing it.
executed.
Yeah.
How many personal voters?
One.
None, one,
One
okay.
or
I knew we were
yeah.
kind of.
And I kind of intentionally went that route with so
Yeah.
many crew boats on the lake.
Right, we talked about that,
Yeah.
safety first. Okay, great, awesome. Thanks, all you guys for like chipping in and getting that going. That's really cool. Let's just grow. So, and then club services, Jim Hagan, I don't know. I guess Joyce, is it?
It's 3 hours
What?
earlier. He's not gonna get up at 40.
Oh, yeah, no,
4:45.
right. So we are looking for a club services person, so if you have an inkling to do that, let me know, or let Gary know, or Don know, or whatever, so we can kind of get that going. I know Jim's still the guy, but he's not here, so, and he's, resigning on the 31st, so.
Do you want to
Anyhow,
explain what club services is?
well, one of the things is getting organized with getting the room ready. I know Gary and I come a little bit early to do that. And things of that sort, maybe organizing some fireside chats, maybe. I don't know if you got some wisdom.
None.
Oh.
I can.
No, I mean, really, it's managing our meetings. So sometimes the school district needs to use their room. So then you call the bus, hey, we're coming, or an alternate location. And it's, if we need anything for coffee service, that kind of thing. It's really like an office manager.
Yeah. And Amelia does a great job with the supplies over here, so we appreciate that, all the help. Everybody chips in, so that's the best part.
It's really an important position, and whoever has it really is the joy of the club.
Joy.
Yes, the joy of the club.
Joyce.
Love the people that do club service.
Thank you for that pitch. That's good. Good one.
I'll send out a note to everybody about the responsibilities.
Okay, good, thanks.
Is there anybody that works in this building that is here?
Chris.
Was that a slam on somebody?
How many hats do you need?
So you're already here, you're thinking, are you doing?
2 things.
Hey, we all know that Chris is done.
Yes.
2 weeks ago.
Hey,
Woo! He was doing cartwheels on the way in. He's so excited.
So happy.
I noticed his eyes were down.
You guys are the best. Who you had cater the
Somebody good.
Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
All right.
Everybody else quit.
So Brian, community services,
So originally we were gonna do a street cleanup tomorrow, I said that last week, but then on Monday I drove around, I looked at the roads and there was still snow. And remember, I'm from Texas, I didn't think it would go away that fast, and for the most part, they're kind of clear, but, so I figure after Christmas we'll do it, so, but Hagen, they're over by Hagen still kind of snowing. So I'm not gonna do that, but we still have the sleigh stop on the 17th. So, and that consists of people that are driving around looking for the trail light, the lights. We're gonna go out, set up over at the mill and hand out candy canes, stuffed animals, and stuff. We did it last year, it was a lot of fun. And there's a sign up sheet if you want to sign up, you can, or you can just email me. If you can't get on there, do it for some reason, or just show up, it doesn't really matter. We have enough people to actually man it, but if you want to come out, I think it's a lot of fun. It's fun to see people this time of year.
Yeah.
It's just nice to be out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey,
okay,
Chris, let me go back just a second.
Yeah.
To the community service or club services. I want to recognize the young man that's down there. I don't know what his title is. The one that's in the supply room, storage. room.
Roger?
oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Roger.
He brings out some of our stuff. The door is open early and he goes a little bit extra than the ones in the past have done. We ought to recognize him for taking care of us each week. Just Millie and I get here close to 6:45. The door is open. All of the stuff are pulled out for us. Put it up. So.
that's great. He could be the new club services guy.
Got to join first.
Yeah.
Anyhow, great, yeah, that's good. He's been really good about that. Any more about the toy drive or anything like that?
Well, at the Christmas party, Tracy's requested
Yeah.
that everybody bring a gift, so that'll go towards the toy drive.
Yeah, so did you hear that? Tracy's Christmas party is tomorrow night between 5 and whenever. And I think she's got a lot of email going around on people bringing things. I'm gonna bring some cupcakes, I guess. There's more desserts needed, I guess, so. there's that. I'll be there a little bit late because my wife's mother and her husband will be there having Thanksgiving. So I'll be sliding out a little bit later.
Can you talk more on the toy drive?
What? Yeah,
What, is there a toy drive happening?
yeah, I don't know when Brian.
Well, the cutoff, I think, what was the cutoff?
I think it's gonna be Tracy.
17.
No, yeah, it's like the 12th, I think it's the 12th.
13th, isn't it?
Yeah, the
Cutoff.
cutoff's today, but they extended it for Christmas party.
Right, but they're taking off.
There it is.
Oh, no, it's the 12th.
I'm gonna reach out to her, let her know, bring a look.
And are we getting paid? Or are we just?
We're taking them to the Lake Stevens Community Resource Center, and then they put together, bags of gifts for each of the kids.
Oh, cool. If we can't make it tomorrow, is there another place I can cross?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the church, it's the Lutheran Church on the corner of
Holy
20th
Cross.
20th and Highway 9, that's where they're on.
They've got an office back there.
Yeah, so.
I was gonna say, or I could go pick them up from your home and transport them.
Yeah, which Tracy did say, if you got a chance, if you're coming tomorrow night, bring that boy for kids, that'd be great.
And is it the usual unwrapped?
Yes.
Goo in a box?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They've got PS5s.
I heard there's a stack.
Huge stack, they keep being replenished.
Or you can buy bacon and wrap it up in a box.
And I think 1800 whiskey just.
All right, Foundation, Jim Steinrich, he's not here, but I imagine it's all good. Linda Roth is not here, that's all good. Kyle's not here, that's all good. Vocational Interact, as we heard from Gary, that's going phenomenal, just keeps going. And Lance scholarships will probably be starting pretty soon, first part of the year. And Scouts, they're still trying to rebuild Pack 88, so they're working on that. They had to move a date out for recruitment because I guess, I don't know, the schools have, if you want to put a flyer in Peach Jar, have we heard of Peach Jar? Yeah. So that's a 30-day block of time, I guess. Nobody knew that, so we put it in. You know, at the last minute club, put it in and they're like, no, you can't do this. So we had to reschedule that to, I think, January sometime at the end of the month. So that's what happened there. And Vicki Peters isn't here. And then we have IT.
Yeah, I mean,
New
honestly,
year.
huge shout out Chris Smith, honestly. He's
Chris
carrying
Smith,
his
yeah.
guns back.
Thanks for,
So, yeah, he bought some new equipment.
yeah,
Yeah,
Black Friday.
yeah.
Yes. What? Go ahead.
No, not for you,
Oh.
for Chris Smith.
How many Chris's? Chris Moore.
He has your check.
I'll take that
You have
first.
the receipt?
I am curious, Scott or Joyce, is the camera and mic better today than usually?
Yeah.
So somebody, Connor, say something.
Good morning, Scott.
Oh, that's yelling.
Yeah.
Well, it's, okay, good, I'm a teacher. Good morning, Scott.
I said sit down.
I'm always talking like I'm talking to 11-year-olds to my grandkids.
Okay, good. Scott was good, Scott?
Oh, we can't.
Oh,
hear you.
oh, did
Is
it?
the speaker on?
You turn that speaker to the light on it when it's on.
Yeah.
Let's try something.
It's got the light on, but maybe the plug is in all the way.
Is the computer on?
Okay. We'll have a test guy out there.
For sure.
I'll figure out.
And we might be able. Scott, can you say something now?
He wants the mic.
Joyce, can you say something? Well,
We'll test it.
Yeah, okay.
the goal will be to get in-house speakers.
Okay, and Kendra Pinkelman is working on some program, and I think, was it the 16th that
Yeah,
Lance is having somebody come in with some links? They're gonna check the link for the
it's
school.
the movie Duke,
Yeah,
and if you haven't seen it, it's an awesome 10-15 minute movie about an autistic kid. Steve Miller's wife was one of the individuals working with Hollywood to produce it. I think she's got one more in the, she's trying to get sponsored to, I think.
Yeah, she's produced multiple films, and so she'll be here with Lance, and I think they're even gonna, if Kendra can confirm, I think they're gonna show Duke, and then have Drew talk about it, and then
Cool.
Lance respond. What's up?
And that's going to be on March 1st at the Everett Historical Theater.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
For the
so
public?
We're going to send information out, but we'll secure the venue. So
okay.
Good.
It's a great movie though.
So you guys will get the preview first.
Yeah, that'd be
Next
cool.
week.
Be like celebrity people.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
they are. Preview to the event in March.
To the real live
Mhm.
showing. Box
Well, if
office.
you went to the film festival, you
Yeah.
would have seen it already.
Or you can look at it. It's a review and a preview.
Awesome.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh, nice.
Anyhow, all right, good. So do we have anything for club communications, Gary? or-
No, I think Amy and Brett have been doing club communications in front of me.
Good. Otherwise, we have to find everybody that was in the paper. But you were hiding behind big hair.
Well, so I'm not funny.
You're just fine. Anything about Rotarians in action, or we're kind of sidelining that for a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty much mixing it up into what we're already doing.
Okay.
The only thing is just once a month, we'll do
Yeah.
action.
Yeah, some kind of commitment on action. Okay, so with that, Ron, we have the Tin Man.
The Tin Man?
While you're doing that, Ron, also a
Yeah.
reminder that tomorrow the city and the high school are sponsoring a celebration parade for the football team who won.
Oh,
state
yeah,
championship.
awesome. That's cool.
And, yes, they did. And that will start at 10. The parade starts down at Lundin Park. And it will take, it'll go along the north end of the lake and then up to the high school. And there will be some congratulatory speeches and Viking chants. stuff at the
Sword
high school.
fights.
Yeah. So he's coming and support not only the team, but the community.
So 10 o'clock,
The parade starts at 10 and then it'll go around and it'll end up at the high school.
Okay.
so it starts at Lundin Park
Correct.
and then it goes up towards the high school.
Right.
Okay,
Parkway,
Parkway.
people line up.
Yeah.
So it's not in the park.
Cool, that's awesome, man. They ground that out, and made it happen, and great football team.
Yeah, it's great.
And my son lives in Linden, and they're like, I don't know, 2A or 2 whatever, and they won the state championship. So that's pretty amazing. And he played
I'll put
football
out
for Lake
something,
students.
I'll send out a club email.
Yeah, remind me, that's cool. Okay, Sergeant Yvonne.
All right, we'll do our raffle here since Mr. Hobbs here is in charge of making sure all elections and stuff are fair in the city. We'll make sure he makes it our really-
He had one election in mind and one was certified.
145.
Shut up.
Right, politicians, grease the You're welcome. That's what you get for saying nice things about me.
Right.
What? This one seems heavier than the other one because it has a W on it.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Well, there's probably only like 7 left, right?
Yeah, there's 8 ducks left.
Wow.
What's the pot up to?
I see possibly 384 today. 390.
It's odd that
397.
Wow.
All right, we'll do some,
Bad.
do, we'll keep in my fashion is a little rotary trivia. Whoever gets it right doesn't have to pay a dollar, everybody else has to pay a dollar. So we'll start with a simple one. What year was Rotary established? I've answered this, asked this before. 1901.
1903.
1935,
45.
What was the question?
We're all around it.
1912.
When was Rotary established? What
Oh,
year?
wait.
1905.
I know.
Bam!
Oh.
That was my guess.
He said it before I could. Just
Was it?
What?
You're supposed to raise your hand, Gary.
Yeah.
Just because we won't. Just because we weren't there. at the establishment.
That was, well, you mistaken me, Lord was there. He was at the first meeting.
He said that. We
Come on. So mine.
All right. One last one over that.
Yeah, shady construction.
Why was the club called Rotary Club?
Civil wheel.
They rotated the location.
Boom!
Because all the big wheels.
We're getting you ready for pets.
Your heads.
You guys need to study a little more next time.
Yeah.
I think we need an orientation.
Yeah. That would be fun.
There you guys, we'll give you there and give you it.
Well, there's, I think she said everybody's happy. It's all gonna go in there eventually. You probably don't have the answer right.
I know.
Wait a minute, you were talking at him?
Everybody?
The Zoomers.
Zimmer's presenting. All right, happy bucks. Start back here.
Yay, okay, a couple of, Brett, thank you for those kind words. One thing you didn't mention, I had started, Costco is pulling some shady stuff too early. I can make a couple of phone calls.
What kind of stuff was it?
Dude, don't kill the Bible.
Yeah.
Spill the
I had to make some.
No.
phone calls.
I love
Yeah,
Don't
sorry.
forget, we are being recorded.
Give us an example.
No.
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 Sorry, their hot dogs are good?
I don't know. I just got this sworn in yesterday, 16th Secretary of State. Yay.
Was the governor smiling when he did that?
He didn't
Oh.
show up, but yeah.
I saw Steve in the paper. Steve was in the paper certifying the election along with Smiley.
Yes. I did my change of command, so I got out my National Guard, I had a battalion, changed that command, which is great, because I'm done, I'm doing something else. But it was really cool that weekend, is I completed and I passed the Army combat fitness test, which is really hard for someone our age. The one event, the hardest event is the sprint drag carry. It's a 25-meter course. First the sprint, there and back. Then you pull a 90-pound sled, there and back.
Wow.
And then you do a side run, there and back. And then you pick up 2 40-pound kettlebells. You run there and back, and then you sprint again, there and back. And for my age group, I did really well. I did 2 minutes. So it's pretty good. But yeah,
And you're still alive.
But so you know, you try to be a dignified officer, commander of my unit. So while I did it, as the sidestep, I was coming back, my right hip sharp pain, my right knee buckled, fell on my ass, but I rolled and got back, so it looked cool.
Stuntman.
No, you could hear the soldiers go, damn. And then the other thing I did is after it was all over, I faked a phone call. It's like, oh, I gotta take this up here the next minute. So I went outside and I puked my guts out. So the soldiers don't know about that.
But Steve, so then after that event, then is the plank?
No, right.
It's the plank, and then you have to run some miles.
Yes. Yes.
And that, and you don't think that's a big deal, but after you've smoked your thighs off.
Yes, I do well on the 2 mile in the whole test, but it's tough after people. Another side note, I have a tabletop game convention. It's a nonprofit. We're starting January. And then lastly, really cool, my youngest boy, Winston, got accepted to University of Washington.
Wow, cool.
Okay, so happy to be here again. And looking forward to Tracy's party tomorrow night. I hope everyone's coming. Brian is bringing his famous pumpkin cheesecake, which kicked my cheesecake bars off the table. So now I gotta come up with something good. So if anyone has an idea that would be way better than pumpkin cheesecake, let me know and I'll bring it. Cheese whiz and crackers from Texas.
So, I specialize in pre-arranging for cremation. And most of our, our customers are 40s, 50s, or 60s, and some people wait until the last minute. Yesterday, I met with a couple. He's 98, she's 96. Wow. He was on the Arizona during Pearl Harbor.
Wow.
Very cool. Needless experience. It was awesome.
Wow.
And one thing that he didn't know about, the Navy, actually at no charge, will take his remains and bring them and actually sink them with the Arizona so that he can be with his clients. So it's just very cool.
Were
He's an
those
amazing
good?
guy. He's sharp as a tack.
That's cool.
Yeah, I know, you're gonna get us in the,
That's right.
thanks for being here.
It's your last chance. I'm just gonna get out of here.
I've really never heard cremation jokes.
That's like that.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
Are you coming to the party?
I'm happy because as of Saturday, I'm officially no longer a farmer's agent. I'm an independent agent, so.
Oh, cool.
Yay.
Awesome.
And we're all saving money.
Nice.
I'm just happy to be here. Happy to be married.
You got that
I'm just happy my wife gave me permission to come.
So I got 2 things to be happy for. One, I think I said it last few weeks ago, like Meta did major layoffs and of course I was safe, but then that resulted in me wanting to leave. And I actually got a really amazing offer at Microsoft. So in a month from now, I'll be switching to Microsoft to run their security and identity board. So if any of you know, like Azure Directory, Active Directory, or if you ever log into Outlook or Office 365, that would be my org running all the authentication.
Oh, we need to talk.
You're the guy.
And then the second one is, we have a really, hopefully, really good news after today. A developer in this community, Jeremiah, that Brett's hooked us up with, is showing us a 6,000 square foot building right in Frontier Village area for Creator Zone.
Cool.
And it's going to be hooking us up potentially with a really good deal. It's not inked yet, so hopefully next week we'll have even better news.
Cool.
But
Wow.
it's moving along really quickly, so we might have a location in the next.
Cool.
Right.
You have tenant improvements to do there?
We'll see.
Okay.
9 a.m. We're going to go check it out.
Awesome.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. And I'm looking forward to Tracy's party.
And I am just glad to be back. I missed you guys.
Oh, yeah.
I was gone for 3 meetings.
Yes.
Never done that before.
Never been away from home.
Virtual? Well, I could have been there, but.
Speaking of virtual Zoomers. Scott,
We can't hear them.
That is speechless.
okay, sign language.
Interpretive dance.
$100 donated Rotary for Hannibal, got it.
Here's what Scott's saying.
Joyce,
I think it's not what
good see you, don't see you, but.
I
was talking to nobody.
Come out of the screen. Sure.
I
think that's on the computer.
am just happy to be here. Thanks, Gary, for the invitation. It's so great to see all of you guys. I miss you.
You might tell them when you get up about your promotion.
So I'm happy to be here, not going to be here next Friday because I'm going to be in professional development. It's a good thing.
Well, it's about time.
It's a certification I've been trying to get for 5 years, so I'm super excited to be getting it. It's really hard to get certifications as consultants, so now that I'm back working for a hospital, it was like, all right, let's get this and get it going. So, and then I also have a professional certification I'm going for the end of the year. Or a personal one, nitrox, enriched air for diving, so that I can be ready to go to Bon Air, not necessarily deep, but longer.
Down in
Yeah, not as
Titanic.
deep, but longer. I'm going to Bon Air in January, which is just outside. Yes, I'm super excited. I'm happy to be here.
If you went to the Christmas tree lighting, I was just happy that it finally turned on.
The lights came on.
It took a little bit.
That's cool.
Looks great now.
Had a great Thanksgiving with my family down in Tucson. The trip back was interesting. Flew from Phoenix, supposed to go to Everett, ended up in Seattle. Had to divert my son-in-law to come get us. Hour and 20 minutes to get our luggage. They told us as we were walking down the ramp that the 20-minute rule for acquiring luggage was no longer in use during the holiday season. That's the fun.
Okay, well, this week, I spent some of Lori's inheritance.
Oh, no.
I ordered new countertops for my kitchen.
Wow, nice. Yeah, nice. That was cool.
Okay, so, in the fall, the chickens go through a molt. It's like shedding feathers, and they don't lay eggs during that time. And then we get into winter, fall, and it gets cold, and so we put a heat lamp in there in your little coop, and they're dead bulky, and they're very happy. I have 5.5 dozen eggs in my fridge.
Wow.
I have $5 for whoever will take a dozen eggs from me. I'll pay you to take eggs.
I'll take them.
I'll take them, you can keep the money. David. I'll take that.
The first two, there we go.
They work.
That's nice.
I think we can make more money.
I'm taking myself.
I will donate. I have no
I'll bring that
from
again.
there, but I do not donate from the pack for this, which is the best can on the planet. I have one today or yesterday at the end. It's a little place down in Valley.
Ballard?
Yeah. It's a Caribbean outdoor seating, little sandwich slash.
What made it the best? What made it the best? Like, what did they do with it?
Well, it's all grilled right there on the spot, and the spices and stuff. If you like a good little kind of, it's something, it could almost be a truck stop thing, but they actually have a little building. But they specialize in this Caribbean quick, big food, but they also do like chicken thighs. It's just, I can't describe it. It's just good food. And not that expensive.
Where is that?
Down in Valley. You know what, you go on the north-south track, out the 15th. Yeah, so it's about the 15th and 17th. It's right around there, and it's on the east side of the road. But I recommend it. I've been going there for years. It's great fun.
Awesome, that sounds really good. I like good food, especially from Ballard. You have a sandwich with you? Anyhow, I'm happy, everybody's having a good time. December's here, Santa Claus is coming and all that stuff. And my wife and I finally kind of got away for a weekend, went up to Bellingham and went to an Italian restaurant, the Leader Block in Ferndale. It's awesome food. And then we Sunday went up to the Bellwether in Bellingham on the marina, had, I guess it was breakfast, but it ended up being lunch because it took so long to get the food. And then I got my plate. It's this giant pizza plate with 2 little tiny poached eggs on it. And oh, hey, by the way, we're out of potatoes. Yeah, I'm happy about everything coming up. So.
It's done like Chris called Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
All right, I am happy and I also promise because I haven't been in a while. So have, they're all ones.
Hey, woo, nicely done.
Yeah, no, that's the place. In the 80s, that might have worked, doesn't work anymore, so. No, I haven't been here in a while. Been and couldn't miss Costco. My daughter got married.
Oh, cool. Congratulations.
And then happy, just Good Friday, and then excited for the Christmas lighting thing. Was amazing. I remember the old days where we maybe had 20 people down there.
Yeah.
It was a good turnout. Christmas light, tree did light. So
More on 3, 2, 1.
Negative 20.
it'll be nice, maybe if we get an establishment there, I can go have a martini after the next Christmas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, some Christmas. Yeah. I'll get that going, so there we go.
Awesome. Thanks, Ron. Well done. Well done. And with that, Ilene has a few words to say. You got 30 minutes, so go ahead.
Well, thank you. What's that? Yeah. So hi, my name is Ilene with Sherwood Community Services. We are a local nonprofit and we advocate and support for adults and children with disabilities. Next year, 2023, will be our 65th anniversary.
Wow.
So we've been around a long time. And there's been some changes this year, some exciting changes. Our recent director, Melissa, resigned and moved back home. And they voted and well-deserved Jessica Shaw into the director position. And I am now in charge of developments. And I'm super excited. And what I wanted to share with you today is we are moving our events. We haven't had an in-person event in 3 years, so it's been a long time. And I first of all want to acknowledge all of you for your support and your dedication to Sherwood. I know we ask a lot, but we appreciate all that Rotary has done for us. We really, truly do. So our first in-person event in 3 years is going to be April 1st. So we're super excited.
Where at?
It's Toledo. It's a big jump.
That's cool.
But I love, Jessica and I have always had the opinion that we can do better. We can go bigger because we have a lot of kiddos. We have 2 programs that we support, a 0 or birth to 3 early intervention program, and then a vocational program to help kids that are in school who are neurodivergent, who might want to work as well as adults. And so we're kind of the bookends of the school system. And we've always been pretty successful at raising, $30,000, $40,000, which is great. But we have a lot of kids that we can't serve because we don't have the resources to support them. So Jessica and I have always believed like the bigger the whole. So we're going big this next year. And so with that comes support. We need support.
So I have some save the dates. If you all would take one and just mark it on your calendar, we would love to have you come. Tickets are $100. A table of 10 is $900. And then we also have sponsorship events. And so what we really need, I'll be really candid with you, what we really need is butts and seats. We need people to be there who are aligned with our mission, who want us to see us grow so we can serve more kids and adults. So if you have a vacation home that you would like to donate for our live auction, we need 5 more live auctions, auction items. If you want to support us with donating a donation item for our silent auction, that would be fantastical. We want a table, I have some sponsorship information. However you feel like you would like to support, we will graciously accept it. I think the thing that's the most important thing about our early intervention program is, especially for folks who are new parents, a lot of times when a child isn't meeting their milestones, parents don't know what to do. It's like, okay, well, my kid isn't rolling over. You should be rolling over at this point in time. So they can come to Sherwood, kids don't need a referral. They can come directly to us on their own. And then we do an evaluation and assessment. And we figure out what that child needs. And then we partner them with the therapies that we offer. So currently we have physical therapy, vocational therapy, physical therapy. We have oral therapy, which is if you have a child that's released from the hospital and they're in feeding tube, which, okay, I don't have kids, so I had no idea that was a thing. It really impacts the growth of that child. So the sooner that we can get them off that feeding tube, the better they do. And the sooner that they're evaluated and get the support they need, the better they too will turn as far as adults go. And also the honest truth is the economic savings for our community. The better that child does, the less expensive it costs the community to provide their special services. And I know that's kind of a tough thing to talk about because we want to focus on helping the kids, but there is an economic impact to helping that child develop and succeed those hitting their markers. So, and we support until they're 3 years old when they graduate before high school. And then on the other end, we have some amazing employers in this community who already support some of our clients. And there's this misnomer that when you hire somebody with a disability, oh, they're not going to be able to do the job, or oh, they're going to take extra time, or oh, they're going to be really needy. And that is completely the farthest thing from the truth. So 40% of adults with disabilities who you hire are less likely to call in sick or should not show up. They want to be there. They want to work. They want to be a part of our community. And we have employers gratefully or luckily that see that and support that. We have employment specialists that go with those our clients to kind of help them get acclimated to the job. Some of our clients are completely independent. They go, they take the job, they take it on. We have one client right now that works at Target that runs an entire department. And then we have other clients who need a little extra help. So we have a play specialist that go with them and keep them kind of focused because they're super friendly. They want to talk to everybody. It's like, we need them. It's like shiny. I get that way. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I'm like, oh, look, shiny burger. And so we really help them to strive to be their best selves. And we work really hard to vet not only the employer, but to make sure that what our clients want to do for a living is what we get that for them. So if they want to sort, then we mesh that with an employer that has an opportunity to do inventory. Because we want them to be happy. We want it to be long-term. We don't want it to be like, oh, this is a fleeting moment. You got 5 minutes and there you go. We want it to be long-term and we want to support people who want to work. So that is my ask. Does anybody have any questions about what we do?
Okay, so is this in lieu of wine and dine and all of that?
Correct. Because of the Washington state laws changing about alcohol, and it changes like every 5 minutes, which I'm sure you all have experienced doing an auction.
Yes.
Wine cannot be donated by individuals anymore. It has to be donated by a winery. And so the wine and dine, which used to get Swan Heads Lake or Swan Heads Trail, we can only seat 100 people. And then right before COVID, we were at Crossroads, which is Thomas County Farms. We had 300 people that have already RSVP'd to come. and then we had to cancel the event because of COVID. And so from there, it's always been virtual. So that's why when Jessica and myself and Lance, we started talking about planning our first in-person events and by calculating all the costs, it makes more sense to do it this way, and then we have room to grow.
So it's silent auction, live auction.
Silent auction, live auction.
Is it
open
dinner?
games, Dinner, yes, the dinner, we did a tasting, phenomenal, it's gonna be fabulous, it's gonna be, you have a choice of ribs, like these fabulous pork ribs, this halibut, and then there's a vegan dish, they're vegan or vegetarian, and then this really awesome bean salad that was served up, it's lovely, it's just lovely, so there'll be a dessert mash, there'll be a no-host bar, there'll be 2 bars. We're gonna raffle off or auction off to start the live auction off. We're gonna raffle off, auction off a tray of drinks. So that'll be fun. We'll have a VIP for certain sponsors and
And a free ride
donors.
home.
We will have a VIP.
Stay in the hotel.
Yeah.
We do have a limited number of rooms if you come. We're gonna put that up in the link if you want to reserve a room that's tied to our event that is available.
Can you get a free room if you?
A big roller. Throwing some dice.
Six Flags is gonna eat for free as much as we love them. But it is discounted, so that's
We may
good.
need to get a rotary suite. Let's get a suite, we'll do a hospitality room.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And we're also
Let's go,
doing,
party.
some of the really unique things is we're doing a land acknowledgement with the tribe to do a land acknowledgement, and then they're gonna do a quick performance.
Cool.
Which I feel like is really kind of this pays homage to the space and the land that we're using.
Plus
So
entertainment.
I feel like we have all these great ideas. I think it's gonna be, oh, and can I just say, who knows mood from the florist here?
Yeah.
And they're doing our centerpieces. She has done our centerpieces. I'm so excited. And gentlemen, if you've not ordered flowers from them for your wife, you need to check it out because she is
What's the name of it?
mood. And she is right next to the shaved ice
Oh,
over by, like Jack in the Box, Ace and Excella. A chef's kiss, her work is chef's kiss. I kid you not. Anyway, I digress. See, shiny. So does anybody have any other questions about what Sherwood does?
no, it's a great venue there because when I was on the board at the Boy Scouts, we always had our auction there. They still do, and it's phenomenal.
And there's plenty of parking and it's, we're gonna do it on a Saturday, so you don't have to deal with traffic. It is an evening of believing is that there's no specific theme this year. We just want to keep it really simple and that's it.
Okay, question. So at one point, there was a new building being planned.
That is coming at some point. I know that we have, I think the first thing that we're working on is the parking lot from the back and getting access from 204 to our parking. And they basically work buildings. For those of you who don't know where we are, you know where Chopsticks is? On 91st, we're kind of behind there. You have like a little transfer station right here and then we're at the back by the daycare. Those trees and all that's gonna get cut down and we're gonna have more parking space. But that's coming. I don't have any new updates on that. It really doesn't look like it's big enough to. Well, the nice thing is that a lot of what we do, especially the early intervention, is we go to the children's house because that's where the children thrive the most is in their own environment. And then, so from that perspective, we don't have a lot of clients that come to us. We go to serve them.
Let me make a comment about the building committee. I'm secretary of the Sherwood board and been on there since 2016. And if you haven't had a special needs child organization, and my grandson was not serviced by Sherwood because he lives in Linwood and he's closer to where he needs to be. But if you haven't ever had to deal, I watched my daughter go through all kinds of hoops almost every month on making sure that he's taken care of. And I'm sure Steve has, and his wife have gone through similar. But yeah, and the other comment is when you talk about hiring somebody, I was at Sean O'Donnell's they all asked to be, where is so-and-so waiting on us? And so they went in one section. He was a special needs Down syndrome young man, about 17 years of age, 18 years of age. He'd been at Sherwood for some time. And everybody asked to be in his section because he comes and visits and they visit with him. And I talked to Sean at the time and he said, yeah, he says, the only thing I have a problem with is he sits down, starts talking with each of them, but he said he does a great job, shows up for work all the time.
That's cool.
The building has been, we're working on it. Part of the problem is COVID kind of interrupted a little bit of that. There's been some other giant fundraisers going on because it's going to take funding. It's going to take a major campaign. And we will work on that and we will get it done. It will be a building. The building has changed a little bit in the dynamics because of what we saw in COVID and what Ilene just talked about, people working with families at their locations. We may not need totally the big space, but we do need, it's coming. You'll be the first, you'll all be the first to know when the fundraiser or the building starts.
But I do believe, I've been there 3.5 years and I love it. And I think that the work that we do is really meaningful. And I just want to put this out there, completely kind of related, but not related. How many of you have Netflix? So I highly recommend this show and it's called Extraordinary Attorney Woo. And it's a offering from South Korea. And it is dubbed, or you can do subtitles. It's entirely up to you. I'm lazy, so I just do the dub. 16 episodes, season 1. It's about a young woman who is on the spectrum, who's an attorney. She has a photographic memory. And it is one of the best shows I've ever seen to depict people with disabilities and how they function. And they deal with difficult topics like how she doesn't fit in at work and how people react to her and what other people say about her. And then you see this progression and how she slowly starts to build friendships as people understand. And also some of the cases she takes also deals with people with this. So it's a very lovely, charming show with this underlying educational moment where you don't feel like it's some shows you feel like, okay, they're shouting at you. This is kind of a really kind of subtle way of, okay, this is some awareness. And we're going to share this awareness with you without being obnoxious about it and providing you this really lovely show. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. I binged the entire season and I loved it. And I thought it was just phenomenal. So I'm just going to put that out there.
I'll agree with that.
Did you see it? It is, it just makes, and there are some scenes that were so honest that I just do that. So anyway,
What was the name of it
One of the
again?
better
The
shows.
Extraordinary Attorney Woo.
Woo?
Woo.
Woo. Woo.
Woo. Attorney Woo, yeah.
WOO.
WOO.
Yeah.
And kudos to South Korea because it is
Yeah.
a phenomenal show. Does anybody else have any questions? I have
Thanks for being here.
sponsorship information and save the dates if you would like them. And I thank you all for the time and allowing me to come into this.
Yes, awesome. Any other questions or things for the good of the whole? Cornhole? Okay, seeing none. Meeting adjourned. Awesome. Thanks for being here. I did have a game we were gonna play if we had extra time,
Oh,
but
I'm sorry. I didn't.
no, I'm glad.
I already did.
I'm glad we didn't. I know it. I know it. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Oh, you will.
Oh, it's a auto.
Oh, okay.
It's all right.
Yeah, look, excellent.
So how the morning time did you go? Like it all.
Yeah. Congratulations on the new one. I'm not gonna use this.
Big corporations like that, some like startups.
Exactly.
Do you want to jump on really quick and see if we can get the speakers right here? Is the link? Is it? Does Gary email the link out every week?
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
You're the best. You know
You're
what?
the best.
You know what I'm gonna say to you?
Right now.
You don't even know.
No, I have no idea. But I will
But
listen.
you do so much, and you're always involved with a lot of things. I think, you know, so he's the next president, and then Ron, then my big thing would be you.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh. Huh. Cool. Cool. Thanks. Huh. Interesting.
You know, it's a voting thing and all that. That's just me.
Oh, all right. I love these.
I was gonna play the.
Oh, right.
Thing, but you know, usually I didn't have a speaker. I'm like, and
Yeah.
Ilene shows up. I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, Ilene, you've only got 30 minutes.
Yeah, it worked perfect. Yeah, that would have been a great idea. I love this.
In the back of my head, kind of deal.
Right. Right.
But really, the way the dynamics goes, we could be here for 2 hours.
We
Probably.
could. Yeah. Joe, just gonna help you tidy up a little bit.
What else is there?
Rest report. Oh, sure. Yeah, it's right next to, it's across from Wendy's, Rest report and Bartel. Yeah. Yeah. Probably. Heck yeah. Yeah. Let's go to a space.
So what are we talking about? Where are you gonna go?
That he's looking at.
Oh, yeah.
TI space.
Where's it at?
It's just over there by Rusty Court.
Oh, in one of those, that's a brand new area.
Well, it's the old building, which is fine. I don't know, what's
The
the
old
name of
building?
that area?
That's Frontier Village. Frontier
I feel
Heights.
like that's-
Frontier Heights, I think.
It is Frontier Heights. I agree with you, because there's a park there called Frontier Heights.
Yeah. So is it in the
It's
old
Lake Church.
gym, that building?
No, not quite. So there's a church there called Lake Church.
Oh, so it's in there. That's a big area.
It's a church right across.
I just heard that.
Yeah.
It's the church.
The church.
Yeah, the church is moving out.
Yeah.
Oh, really? They're vacating?
Yeah, they're out.
Well, who owns it?
Now this new developer.
Oh,
He bought
okay.
the whole development area. And in about 4 years, he's gonna
Tear it
build
down.
something. But
Okay.
it was like, over the next 4 years.
He would be happy to have income or donate, yeah. He could get a write-off.
So he's talking about giving it to us for around 2,500.
Wow.
6,000 square feet, right?
Holy smokes.
Like, we'll
Great
just take it. No-
exposure, great exposure.
That's like, that'd be like 25, or probably more, like 40,000 a month or something.
Yeah.
In that area.
Watch, you're gonna fall.
Who's the developer? Oh, Jeremiah?
He's a
McKinley?
controversial-
McKinley?
Yes.
I know him
He's
really
a
well.
controversial.
His dad's got a bunch of rentals down in Olympia that he rents out, and I don't know if you ever been to his house. It's huge.
Not his dad's house.
Yeah, and he,
You mean Jeremiah's
my
house?
not Jeremiah,
Right.
but his
We've
dad.
not been to Jeremiah's
His
dad's house.
The dad's house. He's got like gold coins on all these tables and everything. It's a huge house, and he donates, I think, out of Arlington, like 3 or 4 scholarships to kids for a full ride out of his back pocket. He's quite his dad, Jeremiah's dad.
Well, Jeremiah also, he has a huge affinity to helping teams.
Yeah,
That's
oh, yeah.
his big focus.
Yeah.
So that's why he was all on top of it.
That's cool. Geez, that is awesome. Yeah, he's got a lot of development going on.
People can unmute themselves. Can't unmute.
So you think it's in the actual Zoom?
No, I guess.
In the Zoom meeting that says allow participants to unmute.
Yeah.
Is it in the meeting itself?
Yeah, I just. Oh, maybe we just go into the meeting.
No. I mean, like, if it's a reoccurring meeting, if you go into.
Back to the settings.
Yeah.
I can unmute.
All right.
Test.
So we can't. Well, we can just use that.
Test. Yeah, you can, right here. It's the volume on here is not up. You can see it. Turn the volume of the computer up.
I see what you're saying. Let's try.
Just down in the bottom.
I know. I want to see if we can get the in-house going. Okay. Can you speak to that?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Test. 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 That's awesome. Test. Yeah, but we don't need this anymore.
I know, but we have it.
Yeah.
It was just going through awesome. No. This project here is.
That's awesome. I don't know why, but there was a time when
When I brought all the boxes, it didn't even use Spirit. Now, is this stuff that, did you save all the passwords so that we can?